Hey everyone, welcome back to Classic Movement. My name is James. If you don't know me, I'm a video game artist with a couple of decades of experience in building worlds and assets. Here on YouTube, I'm reconnecting with my drawing skills, which is something I put aside many years ago, and I kind of regret it. So I gave myself a reason to draw again. And one of the things I did is I started a project where I'm making these really cool t-shirt designs for automotive guys, mostly Honda people so far, because they're based off of my cars. And I got a new design I want to share with you guys, so let's put it up on screen. This is what it is, guys. It's a new NSX design. This is my second one. It's a lot cleaner than my first one. This one I can really assure you on that. I really see the improvement. I'm gonna launch a time-lapse video in just a second, and we'll get more into the details of how I came up with this concept. Before I do, you might be wondering, what is he doing inside a car? Well, there's a reason. There's definitely a reason for it. There's a connection here. This is my Acura NSX. This is a 1991 Formula Red NSX. It's the one I purchased a little bit over a year ago. I got about 100,000 kilometers right now on the car. I drove the hell out of this thing last summer. I really enjoyed it, and it's always been my happy place since I purchased it. I went through some tough times after I purchased this car. I spoke about this in my first video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch it. It was really shocking what happened to me, and yeah, this car was definitely put me on the path to YouTube, if you're even wondering. So just go ahead and watch that video. I won't talk about it more than that. And when I bought this car, since I've had it, there's occasional moments of unhappiness, and I just come down here, or for no particular reason, even sometimes I just come down and I sit in this car. But when I have some self-doubt, or I have some negative feelings creep into my mind and I can't push them out, this car has a remarkable ability to help me push them out of my mind. Mostly because to me it symbolizes what I can achieve in life. This is my ultimate goal, was to get this car, and the fact that I reached it always signals to my brain that, hey man, you can do this. You can do this. You would not be sitting in this car right now if you didn't bring value to the world in some way, shape, or form. So just keep doing what you're doing. Stop doubting yourself. You're gonna get it. A lot of times it's self-imposed, it's self-inflicted, guys. Uh, as an artist, we tend, because I work from my imagination, I don't always help myself. I don't look at references as much as I should. I'm pushing myself into a corner and trying to figure things out. And I love the challenge, but it can make you crazy. It can make you crazy when you don't have the answer to the solution, because you're creating, it's problem solving in your mind basically. I just love the experience. I love trying to do that. It makes me a better artist in the end. Solving problems in general in video games is one of my favorite things to do. So I started thinking about this a few months ago when I was going stir crazy, actually, because I work from home and I'm sitting in the same places every day, going from one sofa to the other, my bed, you name it, but it's always the same. And one day I decided, hey, why don't I try drawing inside the car, since I'm drawing cars, and I gave it a try. And hear me out, guys. It makes a hell of a lot of sense, actually. I hope I don't sell you guys too hard on this, because next thing you know, every artist out there is going to go and buy an NSX, and the prices on these things are high enough. But I'm going to share how I actually use this location to inspire myself and be creative, and how it all works. The logistics of it just work. So let's start on that, guys. Number one, you can see my iPad is firmly nestled here in the steering wheel. It's actually wedged with the case in the steering wheel, so it's not going anywhere. It's at the perfect height for my eyes. I don't have to go down too low, and I actually have a steering wheel adjustment, so I could put it a little bit up and down. It's kind of cool. The seats in an NSX are very comfortable. The NSX has always been a known for that. Actually, it's like a gentleman's supercar of its time, and these seats are very comfortable. You could basically daily this car every day, so they made the seats quite nice. And I have adjustment, right, for upright, and I could figure out exactly the way I want. I have cup holders that I installed in the car. So I got my hot steaming cup of Joe ready to go at moment's notice. So I have a nice place to lay down my drink. I have a radio, which you wouldn't think is a good idea because the car isn't moving, so you're running off the battery, but the car is in storage right now. It's on a permanent trickle charger, so it's always charging up the battery. So I have no issues with that. I can actually run the accessories, no issue. Also, speaking of accessories, I have a charging cable here for my passenger, which I can use now to charge my iPad. So everything is here, guys. There's nothing missing. I'm surrounded by my tools and my car care stuff. I'm in heaven. If you're a car guy, this is as close to heaven as it gets. I have peace and quiet as well. I'm secluded from the rest of the world, and nothing can touch me when I'm in here. My internet access is perfectly fine as well. It works. It just works. I don't know what to tell you guys. So give it a try. Give it a try. If you guys know somebody who has an NSX, ask them to give it a try. For me, also, like, it's an inspiring place. It's a special car. It makes me feel a little bit special being in here, and it's got some cool pop-up headlights. I don't know if you guys heard that. I felt it anyways. They're electric pop-up headlights, and with electric motors, and they have a lot of torque, and you can actually feel the body shaking and vibrating with those. It's a cool feature of the car, and I'll play with those occasionally. Why not? And that's pretty much my my setup. I don't always draw here. I want to make that very clear. I use the rest of the house, but when I need a change, this is a really nice place to be for me, anyways. And it brings me joy. It brings me peace. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to share that with you guys. Let's get into the time-lapse video for the NSX design that I just made. Maybe there's something in my process that you guys might learn from. So let's take a look and see if that's the case. All right, let's kick off the time-lapse, guys. I usually start with a picture or photo that I took during last summer. And this time is no different, although I did not take this picture. This was taken of me. You can see I'm sitting in the car. I was at a car event, and somebody snapped a pic, and I got the picture, and I kept it in my library, and I used it for this. Why not use it for this design? And I had an idea of having a character sitting in front of the car, but I ended up going with a different kind of setup, a different pose. Instead of sitting in front of it, was sitting on the car, like the actual hood, which is not something that I would ever do or allow, because you know, it might bend the metal, it could scratch the paint. But this being a drawing, you can get away with anything. Anything you want is possible, and use your imagination. So I had this idea of having the car winking at us. So you have one light open, one light closed. And that's not actually something you can do in an NSX. It has electric motors, which never fail, obviously, because it's been 30 years and they're still going. They work perfectly fine. But they never go out of sync, no matter how much you try to open and close them. They're not like the Miatas of the old days, where they have a hydraulic system and you could get them to open and close out of sync and make it look like the car is blinking at you. So I had to kind of fake it here in the drawing, but that's all cool. I think having both of the characters wink back at us is just cute. It looks nice, and it's something that I find myself doing occasionally when people are staring at me on the street. I don't know what else to do other than give them a little wink, let them know that I see them, and I appreciate the thumbs up. I'll give them a wink back, or I'll give them a thumbs up back. So that's kind of like the general idea. And now I'm working the background, which is kind of a rural Tokyo setting, not necessarily the city, but maybe a little village outside of the city. See me adding balconies and stuff, and there's electrical wires and trees. So it's not it's not the city, it's more outside, like the Outer Banks maybe. And here comes the typical rising sun, Japan rising sun. I thought it fitting and centered it with the image. Now, now you see me adding in the overpaint for the car, which I'm getting better at. I feel like it's getting better every single time I do it. The overall result I got on this one and the last one were significantly better from my very first attempt, I found. And I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the technique down on how to do it right. And I was really happy with the result I got on this one. So eventually I get to the point where the car is pretty complete. I got the highlights and places that I wanted, and I start focusing, as you can see now, on the headlight and the glows and the fake lens flares that it creates. So the girl now is receiving lighting and shadows. I imagined that the key light, which is the dominant light in the scene, is coming from her left side, which is the right of the picture. The headlight that's open right now is illuminating her face and her body from that side. Oh, you can see Mount Fuji now coming into the background. What is more Japan than Mount Fuji, right? And yeah, now this is where I changed her legs, her positioning. I don't know why, this was late in the game to make this change. I wanted to try it, and I kept the old legs on a layer. I just wanted to give her a feeling of just amplify the feeling of cuteness and how coy she is. So she's got her feet kind of pointing inward. I found this pose to be a little bit more natural, so I went with that. I ended up actually pulling the trigger and going with that. So I'm adding my shadows now in more and more. One thing to note when it comes to colors, guys, I use green here because red and green play off of each other really well. So that's why I went with that. And you'll notice orange highlights here coming in. I like to have a secondary lighting color occasionally to offset the key light. And I thought maybe some of those neon signs that are to the left and to the right of her might actually bring some light onto the character. So that's why she has some orange to a little bit as an accent light on her body. Eventually I start cleaning up the background here, and I'm gonna start focusing on the reflection. You can see I added some reflection here onto the hood, and something that I thought might be cool. In the neon signs, you have the Japanese lettering, very random Japanese lettering. I won't pretend like I know how to write Japanese, but I actually brought the classic. The classic logo has Japanese in it, and I actually used those same logos, those same letterings in the back neon sign there in the red on the left. So it actually says classic. So now I'm getting closer to the end of the video. This is usually where I'm doing my pass here of inking, trying to darken the outside lines, trying to give it that comic book feel. And I'm just gonna start forwarding it a little bit. It's starting to look really well. This is my orange highlights now that are coming in from the sides, and I'm adding more volume to her face and detail. And eventually I settle on this approximately. And now I come in and I add details to her dress, and then highlights, there's reflection from the sides onto the glass of the car. I made copies of the sides, and I shrunk them down and I pasted them on the windshield and distorted it, so it's kind of a digital trickery. And this is where I tried turning her head. I thought it might be cool to have her head turned, but I ended up keeping it exactly the way it was. So that's pretty much the time lapse, guys. We could take a closer look at it now if you guys want. I think she looks really nice, really cool. The line work, it's all cleaned up and stuff. I really like the fact that she's like blowing a kiss at us and blinking at the same time. The dress and the distortion of the lines on her dress came out pretty cool. The car itself is pretty clean, really cool. The background, the colors, you see there's a little bit of a green tinge in the background, again trying to pick up on the sage of her dress. Don't want to have too many colors going on, but I think overall this looks really cool. I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to see this on a t-shirt. I think it's gonna look really cool. I hope you guys like it. If you do, let me know. Put some comments down in the comment section. I'd really love to get your feedback about the design or just the video in general. If you guys have any comments for me, I really appreciate it. I'm really new to YouTube, and I'd love to get better every single time I do one of these, and I would appreciate any feedback that you guys have for me. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure showing this to you and sitting in my NSX while I was doing it as well. Let's get together on the next one. Till then, be safe, be careful on the roads, and be good to each other. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Take it easy, guys.